Buying a home. It's got to be one of the biggest, most exciting financial steps you'll ever take. But what if I told you that in the final moments of that huge transaction, your entire life savings could just vanish? Yep, there's a huge, costly threat lurking right behind that milestone. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what real estate cyber fraud is and how you can stop it. So just how big of a threat are we talking about here? Well, take a look at this number. Between 2019 and 2023, criminals stole over $1.3 billion from home buyers and sellers, just in the US alone. And no, that's not a typo. That's billion with a B. It's a staggering amount of money, and behind that number are just countless shattered dreams of owning a home.
At its heart, real estate cyber fraud is a really sophisticated kind of online theft. As you can see from the definition here, these criminals are pros at exploiting the whole complex, multi-step process of buying property. They use all these digital tricks to jump in and divert huge sums of money. We're talking your down payment, your life savings, right before the deal is supposed to close.
To protect yourself, you've got to understand the enemy first, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the scammer's playbook and show you exactly how these crimes go down.
The number one weapon in their arsenal, by far, is wire fraud. This is the most common and, honestly, the most devastating type of cybercrime in real estate. It's where criminals trick you into wiring your closing funds directly into their bank account instead of the title companies.
And this isn't some abstract concept. This quote from a real victim, Rana Robillard, just hits you. She got what looked like a totally legit email with wiring instructions. She sent the money and poof, it was gone. Just rerouted to a criminal's account. It's a really chilling reminder of how one little moment of deception can have absolutely catastrophic results.
So how in the world do they make these emails look so real? Well, the main trick is something called business email compromise, or BEC for short. This is where hackers will either get into your real estate agent's actual email account, or what happens more often, they create a fake email address that is nearly identical to the real one.
And this is just how subtle they are. I mean, look at this comparison right here. The only difference between the real email and the fake one is a single character. They swap the letter L for the number 1. You'd barely notice it, right? Well, an almost invisible change just like this is what cost a couple in Colorado their entire life savings. It just goes to show you, one tiny detail can lead to total disaster.
And wire fraud is not their only trick. The scammer's playbook is pretty deep, and it's always changing. Sometimes they'll create totally fake property listings to steal down payments. They use phishing attacks to grab your personal data. They even trick lenders into sending mortgage funds right to them, which is exactly what happened in the case of Dora Martinez. They are always looking for new angles.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's serious, I know, but it's not hopeless. Now we're going to pivot to the solution. In this next part, we're focusing on how you can build up your defense with some really clear, actionable steps to make sure your investment is safe. Here it is, your security protocol. 5 simple but incredibly powerful steps. You should think of this as your personal firewall against fraud. Let's walk through them one by one.
All right, step 1 is the most important one. I'm going to say it plainly. Before you ever send a single dollar, pick up the phone. Call a number you know is legitimate for your agent or title company and verbally confirm those wiring instructions. Never, ever trust financial details that are only sent by email. This one simple action is the single most powerful defense you have, period.
Next up, secure your digital life. That means using multi-factor authentication. You know, where you need your password plus a code that gets sent to your phone. Use it for your email, for your bank, for everything. It creates this powerful second barrier that can stop criminals cold, even if they somehow manage to steal your password.
Okay, step 3 is all about becoming a digital detective. You have to scrutinize every single email. Look for those tiny little changes in the sender's address we talked about. Be super suspicious of any message that tries to create a false sense of urgency, pressuring you to act now. Scammers love to create panic. And here's a golden rule. Just avoid sending sensitive personal or financial info through regular email whenever you can.
And finally, your defense goes beyond just the transaction itself. And that brings us to our last 2 steps. First, research the reputation of every company you're working with. A quick Google search can sometimes reveal huge red flags. Then, just practice good digital hygiene in general. Look for HTTPS in a website's address, keep your software updated, and just be really careful about what you click on and download. So as we get to the final checkpoint here, the big takeaway is this. Vigilance is your greatest weapon. These criminals rely on speed, on secrecy, and on you trusting them.
By just slowing down, taking a breath, and verifying everything, you completely dismantle their entire game plan.
The journey to owning a home should be an amazing one, not a terrifying one. The threat out there is very real, but now you have the playbook. You know how to counter it. So the question I'll leave you with is this. With your dream home on the line, is your defense ready?